So why do you want to talk about credit card debt today?
You actually brought it up, and I thought it was a good idea because you and I have both been in credit card debt at some point in our lives.
Some point?
At some point.
Not that long ago?
Not that long ago.
Couple years.
And I think it's really helpful to talk about because a lot of people don't really share that kind of
Yeah, a lot of people share advice on it. Just talk about how to get out of debt in 5 easy steps. And they write books on it.
Yeah.
And they say, hey, you could do this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And
I don't know, what I personally want to hear is a personal story of how you got out of debt or how you got out of debt. You know, people you know, not like people who are trying to sell you a book, you know?
You're Oprah now?
Huh?
You're Oprah now?
And you get a car, you get a car, you get a car.
That was too much. Let's start with you, creep.
I racked up not a lot of credit card debt when I first graduated college. And I...
Buying what?
Food, booze.
Necessities?
My rent was crazy high when I first moved to the city. I had a part-time job. One part-time job. And I was burning the candle at both ends, so to speak. So, it went down...
So you mean you weren't making much?
I wasn't making much, but
and you were spending... Would you say you were keeping up with a lifestyle? Were you like used to doing certain things and you changed situations, but you didn't change your spending habits and how you looked at it?
I think I didn't realize how little I worked when I first moved to the city, and I was like, I've got a credit card, that's okay, you know? And when I kind of maxed out a credit card, I would pay the minimum payment and then spend like just to get the minimum payment fee.
So you're basically paying minimum, do your thing, pay the minimum, do your thing, pay the minimum.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like normal then, like
it's a vicious cycle.
Having a balance is normal.
Yeah, it was normal, and I couldn't really get out of it because I needed to feed myself, and I also needed to buy a Metro card, and so I would, and I had to save like most of my paycheck for rent. So I mean, until I got a second part-time job where I was working 7 days a week, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, whatever it was.
50, 60?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Woof.
So I mean, I worked a lot just to
pay off your stuff?
Pay off my stuff. I mean, but I still didn't pay off my stuff because I also borrowed money from people too. So I was having to pay them back and pay off my card.
Yeah, but you borrowed the way I understand it, you borrowed to help, like, move into the city and pay deposits and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like you're just like, I mean, you are kind of like tearing up town, but you did have, in addition to credit cards, like you did borrow some money so that you could say, hey, I'm going to move into the city.
Yeah.
And get a place.
Yeah.
That's not a box.
That is not a box, no.
On the side of the street.
Correct. And I guess it just took me a while. I was like that for quite a bit, and I was able to pay like off a certain amount. Like my primary goal, which was
half of it?
Yeah, my primary goal was to pay off the people I owed money first, which is silly because they weren't charging me interest.
In hindsight.
Yeah. Because they weren't charging me interest.
Yeah, but I feel like you feel a bigger obligation to if you borrow money from somebody in person. It's like, okay, I gotta see your face every Friday.
Yeah.
I gotta see your face. You know what I mean? I'm having conversations with you like, hey, those jets, right? And they're like, it's over your head. It's like, yeah, money for you.
I didn't know how to manage money, which was the problem. I should have been paying off, all three, I guess, like the two people I borrowed money from and then my credit card, I should have been paying them off, I could have done it one at a time, which is what I did, or I could have done it like, every month maybe I do a different person, I take off a different person, but I didn't know how to manage my money, and it was a vicious cycle until I was able to,
What? We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
What?
Well, I had a bit of debt when I met Aiden, and he kind of, I don't know, he inspired me to be better with my money. It's also easier when you have a partner because, you know, you're not the only one to pay for things, and, you know, you kind of have that support, that financial support in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And
This is not an ad for Aiden, by the way.
No, this is not an ad.
This is not an ad for Aiden, no.
But I think you kind of showed me how to manage my money better, and you had such, when I met you, you had such good credit, and you knew how to do this.
It's gone to the dogs now.
Huh?
It's gone to the dogs now. When I met you, it's like, you know, you had, when I met you, you had. Not anymore.
It's currently still
You're not
like
anymore.
That.
Yeah, go ahead.
But you showed me how to manage money, and you were so good at allotting money for certain things, and knowing that, like, now seeing how you used to do it, for me, I need a budget. I need to visually see. Like, you'll be like, all right, so I have this much in my bank account, and this much is for rent and bills, and this is for MetroCard, and this is for groceries. And for me, I need to visually see it, and I need to deduct it, and I need to see where it's going every month. So I made a budget, and I think that helps me stay in check. So I account, like, I'll put how much I have in my account, how much I have in savings and credit and all this, and it makes me able to stay on top of things too.
Yeah, you have a spreadsheet you use like every
day, pretty much.
Yeah, it works a lot better for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say.
And I haven't been in credit card debt since, and my credit score has vastly improved.
I've been like about in credit card debt a bit, like a couple thousand at one point. Paid it off after about a year and a half, and then I got back in debt because I was like, yeah, I paid it off, and I was like, yeah, I could put things on here again. I paid it on. I got way deep, like I'd say 10, 12, 15-ish. Yeah, it's just like buying stuff that I wanted, or buying stuff for people that I cared about that I know they needed or wanted, and it was like a lot of both. It was just like not really living within my means, or like I wouldn't say it was as bad as Keeping Up with the Joneses per se, but just a little bit above my means, so like spending a little bit more regularly than I should. I would just do the numbers like every day. You didn't see this part. It was like 3-4 years of like every day I just like calculate how much conservatively how much I was gonna make. Let's write it down. Let's write it down over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Where it's like, all right, this much is that, and then I'll break it down into a weekly. I'll calculate how much I'm making a month, break it down to like what my costs are weekly. So it's like, even though I'm paying rent at the end of the month, I was like, all right, this month it's like rent is basically like, let's say $250 a week every week. That's kind of high. Let's say rent is $175. That's kind of closer to what it was at the time. $175 a week, and then the MetroCard. Let's say the MetroCard was $100, so it would be $175 plus $25 a week, so $200, right? The phone would be like $50, so it'd be $200 plus $12.50 a week. You know what I mean? So like you just go like that. So I'm just get the fixed costs down, and then I'd say, all right, hey, these are the fixed costs. I need to keep this in my checking, right? And I was looking at a lot of like Ramsey, Orman, some people I knew, people who, you know, said they had good knowledge on stuff. So just like all the sources I could get my hands on. And what happened was I'd look at like Susan Orman, at the book I read at the time, she was like, you want to pay off your card with the highest APR, which is smart if you have the money for it. But if you don't have as much money for it, you want to try to get rid of the amount of people you have to pay. So the advice I ended up going with was pay off the smallest one first, so I could just not have to worry about that payment again. And it worked best for like lower, like on the lower income side of it.
Yeah.
But the point is, I went over the numbers every day to the point where I had a really good mental image of what finances are. So I would say, all right, I could do this, this, and this. That's stuff I need. And anything I didn't need, I'd put it in the card. I'd put it on the card immediately. And the reason I did that was that I figured that the APY, the amount that your balance gets, the amount your balance gets calculated on is like, it's continuous. So if I could pay it as soon as I get any extra money I don't need for like those basic things. Well, actually, to be honest, I'm gonna just rent basically, because the Metro card and the phone bill have to pay with the card, right? And it sounds kind of weird to pay it with the card if you're trying to pay off the card.
Yeah.
But it's the way you do it is you pay as much money as long as you get money that isn't rent that you could pay on the card. You put it on the card, so the balance gets lower, and you pay your bills as close to the due date as possible. So you have your checking account, and you have your credit card, and what happens is, let's say you start off with 1,000, just as an easy number. You pay $250, right? So you get down to $750. So you pay $750 at like the fifth of the month. So for 2 weeks, let's say you get paid bi-weekly, 2 weeks your balance is $750, right? So you have a $750 balance, you get calculated finance charges on a $750 balance for that time. And then when you have to make purchases, you make the purchases as late as you can. So near the end of the month, it's like you have to pay your phone bill on the Metro card. So it'll go back up 100 and phone bill 50 or 150. So it goes back up to 900, right? From 750 back up to 900. So you started the month, you had 1,000. You know, you got paid on the 5th, so you carried a $1,000 balance for 5 days. Calculated APY on a $1,000 balance for 5 days. Paid it down to $750. Carried the $750 balance for 2 weeks, and then you bought your thing, so it's back up to 900 for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was just basically like any money that I didn't need to pay that, I put it on the card, and it's like, all right, if I need to make a payment, I'll make a payment closer to the due date of it, and it'll be on the card again. So it's like contracting the balance as long as I can, and then making the payments, because the money's going to come out. The money is still going to come out. But the other thing is I didn't carry the card with me. The only card I carried was the checking account card, and I was only to like deposit checks in. Like if I had direct deposit at the time, I wouldn't even carry that with me at all. So I didn't carry the credit card with me at all, because it's like emergencies. That's why, that's the logic. The emergencies is the logic. But it does, no, you don't really know. No credit. I carried no credit card and no cash. So if anybody was like, oh, hey, listen, I don't have the money, can't do it. I literally don't have the money. I cannot say yes to you. I wish I could. You know, a homeless guy on the street is like, yo, I need $1 to, you know, buy myself something to drink. Well, I need $1,000 to pay off my credit card. Can you help me out? You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just so ruthless. So I did that for so many years that it was, I just knew, I could tell you off the bat. I didn't have to, you know, it was just in there.
Yeah.
Because I did the numbers every day, like over and over. Like break time at work, doing the numbers over and over, making sure I get the balance as close as I can, seeing what I could do to get it.
Yeah. And see, that's what has helped me and has continued to help me. So I'm like debt free, or, you know, I mean, have a healthy balance on my credit card so I earn rewards points, but be able to pay it off before, you know, the end of the month, so I don't get charged with anything.
You don't get the finance fee.
Don't get the finance fee.
don't get the finance fee.
Yeah, but
That's
I get the
the big
sweet
thing.
reward points.
Sweet reward points.
Yeah.
That's a trick too, because you can't depend on the reward points.
No, but
you can't depend on them at all. Like, because that's the thing. It's like, if you
bonus.
it's a nice bonus, but it has to be secondary.
No, of course. I'm not gonna, spend all this money on my card just to hope that I'll get enough money so I can use that, to make a statement credit or something. You know?
But I'm not ragging on you.
No, it's an added bonus. It's nice.
It's an added bonus, but it has to be secondary, because the thing about it is, it sits in your mind a lot, and you start doing things. You start it just creeps in, and you just start doing things to get the extra reward points.
True.
It's like, I'm gonna change this so I can get extra reward points, and that's a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they also, a tip that I read also was to never buy groceries with a credit card, which for me is silly, because I'm an impulse buyer, which is why it was so hard to get out of debt, because I would be like, you know what, I need this, and I could justify it. Mm-hmm. That has changed quite a bit, because you buy for necessity. Sometimes you'll buy things you want, which is nice to see. But I buy, if I want it, I've got it. Mm-hmm. But now I justify it because I'm selling more things online, eBay, Craigslist, trying to figure out what I need and what I don't need, and
after, but you're not
I'm not buying
debt right now.
No, I'm not in debt right now, and I'm not.
And that's different.
That's
a world of difference.
It is.
Yeah, you're cutting off my head. I'm taller than you. You forgot. You need to get your skinny short ass closer. All right. And I need to be right here, or here, but stoop down more. I don't even, you know what I mean? The wallet I use now really is just a card holder in particular. It's I don't want change. Don't give me 21 cents or 36 cents or 72 cents. I don't want it. It's just because you get a penny. It's you have to work hard to use that penny.
It's true. I always
you have to work so hard to get rid of that penny.
I always try to give exact change if I can. I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
Just so I can
you give exact change with your credit card now.
Yeah, I know.